Hi, my name is Colby Lojan, and I'm doing my TED Talk on the Three Gorges Dam, more bad than good. The Three Gorges Dam is a hydroelectric gravity dam that spans the Yangtze River by the town Suduping, located in the Yiling District, the Changhubei Province in China. The Three Gorges Dam is the world's largest power station in terms of installed capacity of over 22,500 megawatts. The construction of this dam started in 1994 and it finally opened in 2003, but all the turbines weren't fully functioned up until 2012, which is most of where the processes and power came from. The cost of this dam was about 18 billion yen in order to create this, and that is about $22.5 billion in US dollars. The height of this dam is 181 meters or 590 feet, which is very massive. And the length spans almost 2,335 meters or 7,661 feet. The construction of this dam was so huge that the rotation of the Earth slowed down when the completion of this project was in order, and you can see it from outer space. Starting off with some benefits of the Three Gorges Dam is the power supply that it gives, as well as producing electricity as the world's largest power station of 2,200 megawatts. Three Gorges Dam project has installed 32 main turbines with two smaller generators to the power to the plant itself. From 2003 to 2014, the annual power generating is increasing, where there's 83.7 terawatts in 2013 and 98.8 terawatts in 2014, which is able to supply a massive amount of people for China's massive population of about 1.4 billion. This electric generating capacity has largely supported the whole nation's security usage. But despite this, a lot of people in China don't live without electricity, which makes the people who use electricity much lower compared to the population. China regards this project as a momental as well as success socially and economically with design of state-of-the-art large turbines, which give a huge, supposedly a huge benefit socially and economically for China. Also, they claim, the Chinese government, that it limits greenhouse emissions, which we'll see is not true later on. Some other benefits, what almost dams do, are flood control. Controlling the flood is one of the most significant functions of the Three Gorges Dam, and flooding used to be a major problem for the seasonal Yangtze River. With millions of people living downstream of the dam in many large foreign cities like Wuhan, Nanjing, Shanghai, situated adjacent to the Yangtze River, flooding control has been one of the biggest issues for China, for people who need to drink water, clothe, even fish. Flooding has made it difficult, and the Three Gorges Dam has made it easier for that. The flood storage capacity of Three Gorges Reservoir is 22 cubic meters, and its capacity can reduce the frequency of major downstream flooding from once every 10 years to once every 100 years. So this massive reservoir that the dam offers can part that much water for that long amount of time. One last benefit is cruise ship navigation. For major boats that want to travel, like huge boats that want to travel through China, the Three Gorges Dam allows cruise ship navigation much to be more simple. The installment of ship locks equipped with ship lift on the dam, the Yangtze Three Gorges cruise ships heading towards much safer instead of a chance of a crash or a huge flood from the massive ships that go through the Yangtze River. The dam allows that to be more easy. Besides the Three Gorges Dam Reservoir, it goes as far as the southwest metropolis, Chongqing. Therefore, it improves 660 kilometers water rate and largely enable 10,000 tonnage fleets to navigate between Shanghai and Chongqing, which is a mass distance that the dam can control navigation. The annual one-way navigation capacity Yangtze at the dam will be upgraded from 10 million tons to 50 million tons thanks to this dam. With the benefits all set aside, there's lots of costs that the Three Gorges Dam causes. First one being water pollution. Along with the river flowing, there is a large number of land experiencing erosion, which leads to tons of sands and pebbles into the Yangtze River and stay upstream and make water pollution about the Yangtze River, which causes less room for fish and humans to take in water and use it because the erosion causes a more narrow river, and with that going on and on, causes more water pollution. Humans that are living down the stream obtain these waterborne illnesses from the erosion and pollution, such as typhoid fever, cholera, and hepatitis A or E. It affects towns downstream, as mentioned before, and it makes their life not much. It makes their life much more difficult than it would have been if the dam hasn't been built. The water would have been much cleaner, and there would have been more abundance of cleaner water instead of a small abundance of dirty water. It also affects life in the ecosystem. The ecosystem, the plants and the animals are not able to utilize the water flowing in from the Yangtze River because it is polluted and it will only hurt them in the long run. Another huge issue is the migration problem. Chinese officials estimate that the reservoir will partially or completely induate 2 cities, 11 counties, 140 towns, 326 townships, and 1,351 villages. In total, about 23,800 hectare-acres that hold about 1.1 million people will have to be resettled, and they were resettled after the construction of the dam and the full functioning dam in 2012. These people live in abject misery and poverty. Their lives weren't as easy as it was before. They were still at the poverty line, but now with dirtier water and actually more flooding, that it's much more hard for them to live life, and they're very upset about it, and they always try and make protests to the Chinese officials to help them out. They just struggle to have the necessities of life: food, clothes, water. They have a minimum of clothes, minimum of food because of the effect of the Yangtze River onto the ecosystem. They're not able to fish as well, they can't hunt as well, or collect food because it's getting flooded. And a huge issue that came up in my research was the false compensation that the Chinese officials promised these people that were being migrated. They said, hey, with this huge construction of this dam that we will have to displace you and your families in this village, we will compensate you and your family and this village in order to continue your life how you lived and live on like it never even happened. But the compensation never came, and these people are in pain because of it and misery. Most common thing, the environmental issues. As you can see, a picture right here, the river of the Yangtze is now brown. In order to build the dam, the surrounding landscapes have been changed largely, which has caused some problems related to climate deteriorated, plants and wildlife disappeared, historical relics submerged. So the coasts of these rivers were submerged because of the high level, which is kind of ironic due to the fact they said that flood control was a benefit. The Three Gorges Dam project construction has brought different advantages and disadvantages, and local authorities are trying their best to reduce the bad impacts. But so far, there have been more significant bad than there are good. The tourists that do visit, that want to see the Yangtze, can't have the time to appreciate the submerged cultural relics, but at the same time, some new scenic spots with authentic sceneries are waiting for you to explore. Which means that spots that have been there for thousands of years, or even hundreds of years and thousands of years, are now submerged underwater because of the Three Gorges Dam. Another huge environmental issue is the animals that it affects, the ecosystem. There are 3 species that have been greatly affected from this Three Gorges Dam, that being the Chinese paddlefish, right here, and the Siberian crane. It's right here. These two, the Chinese paddlefish, have lived in the Yangtze River specifically for thousands of generations, maybe even during prehistoric times. And the Siberian crane uses this for fish, bathing, and drinking water. And due to the flooding and all of that, their ecosystems were destroyed, and they're slowly being wiped out. And these two species are now enlisted in the threatened species that are some almost close to extinction. Unfortunately, this cute dolphin right here, the Yangtze River dolphin, did go extinct due to the Three Gorges Dam. They were living in these rivers for countless, like, bunch of years, and due to this dam, it completely destroyed their whole gene pool. It completely destroyed their source of food, their source of life, their source of how they lived, the way they lived. And there was no way of changing it because their home was the Yangtze River. And the impact of the Three Gorges Dam was immense and massive that stretched miles along the Yangtze River, wiping out all the dolphins. And the last few died a couple years ago, and now they are part of the extinct species. And it is sad to see that. That is it. Thank you for your time listening to my TED Talk on the Three Gorges Dam and the immense impacts that it has on the Chinese people ecosystem, including the wildlife and the plants. Thank you.